Hello and welcome to Riga Power BI Meetup. So we are starting shortly. Let's wait a couple of minutes. Hi Martins, how are you?
Perfectly well. Looking
Good.
to see some new hints how to
Nice
use CRM data.
Yeah. I also would like to have insight. Okay, let's start. Yeah, hello and welcome to Riga Power BI Meetup. And I prepared this meetup because couple of meetup members asked it about CRM, different questions, and I think that it would be good to collect information. So recently I'm a little bit studied Salesforce, and from the development perspective and analytical perspective, but and try to understand CRM analytics, and we know that CRM is very important system for any enterprise, especially when we talk about this digital remote work, digital channels, and all this things accelerated by COVID. Yeah, and today let's try to have discussions if it's possible. So I will express my ideas, my findings and understanding, and please feel free to add, complain, express your opinion or experience. So when we think about CRM, so it actually, when you start looking and studying CRM and analytics and so on, you probably will get in same position as with BI. So BI is we know that business intelligence, it stays for business approach to understand a company through the data, and the same with CRM. But we always, or we usually think that it is some kind of technology, and same with CRM. Actually, it's very hard to understand what to do with CRM, because always when we hear these letters, or if you write it anywhere, YouTube and web, you will see that it's all about, or mostly about, the system. It's technology this, how to implement, and steps to successful CRM implementation, and stuff like that. But it's not a right approach for analytics. So it's actually this path when you go through the CRM system and understanding CRM platforms. So I would say it's a very, very challenging way how to get to right analytics. And I will try to tell you a story from other side. So I try to understand CRM from other side and from the right side. Um, if we read these letters or we if we decode these letters, it actually stays for customer relationship management. So it's not about where we are registering our contacts or calls, where we are registering how we get to leads. It's actually what is our strategy of building relationships with our clients, and that is actually the first thing to first thing think when we look at the CRM. So what is our relationship strategy? And we as analysts, we need to understand this strategy before we do any analysis. If we want to be good at analytics, we create CRM analytics. We need to understand this relationship management strategy. And it's not an easy thing. And let's look at some details or thought points. So if we look at the digital transformation, and definitely if we look at digital transformation, and there are digital transformation drivers. Besides, I recommend highly, if you want to understand better digital transformation, there is a very good online course on Coursera done by McKinsey and University of Virginia. So it's a course. It's actually with a name digital transformation. So it's very good overall. Gives very good overall understanding about digital transformation. And there you will read that actually there are four main drivers of digital transformation. So it means that it's actually not every enterprise will benefit from digital transformation. What are these drivers? First is that there should be a business model and digital products. Okay, we understand it. Then digital interaction with market, and it's all about this relationship building. Of course, digital product itself is also part of the relationship. Then digital assets, data, and digital processes. It's less relationship part, and digital corporate culture. It could be, of course, but also less. So more we are talking about digital interaction with the market. So in digital transformation era or post-digital transformation era, we need to think about how we build our relationships through the digital channels in the digital way. And if we look at the vehicles, how we get there, it's a big data, of course. It's AI ML. It should be powered like automated AI ML, and yeah, that also makes sense. And customer experience for individualized offers. And if we look at the Salesforce, which is absolutely leading CRM software in the world currently, and if you look at the companies they are acquiring, that what's interesting here is this one. This in 2019 they acquired Tableau, one of the largest competitors for Power BI, and they embedded Tableau in their CRM system, and then they acquired Slack and things like that. But they are thinking about analytics. So if we think about relationship management, there are three parts usually: sales, Question in the chat: what are the benchmarks for CRM today in terms of functionality and capabilities? Just clearly. Yeah, we will talk about it. It's not just a client relationship, it's much more. If you look shortlist, absolutely canonical shortlist is this on the screen, that you have three parts: customer in the centrum, and then you have sales, you have service, and you have marketing. Additionally, for the systems today you will have e-commerce, you will have custom applications, and you will have many different things like case management and maybe something else. But mainly we are talking from theory perspective. It's a sales, service, and marketing. And again, remember that sometimes when we start looking at the CRM, so there are many details, and we say, oh, there is like a nice automation part in CRM, or there is a nice application building in CRM part. But actually, there's a usually almost 99% in 99% cases, the most important goal for any customer relationship management. I'm not talking about CRM system itself. I'm talking about process more, like to give you, of course, behind the process there must be a good system, but the system will not help us to analyze this information. So the purpose of customer relationship management process is to sell companies' goods and services. So actually, it's all about that we are selling more to customers. We are treating them, we are nurturing them better. We are engaging with them better during this process. We are probably making partnership. We are educating them. We could do many things, but at the end of the day, all the purpose of this process is to sell more products and services with certain profitability and so on. So it's very financial purpose. And if we look at just at this picture, when we analyze the sales, marketing, and service, we need to understand that these are interconnected things. And if we have even more parts like e-commerce and additional services, etc., so it must be interconnected. Like 360, you will hear somewhere, you will see somewhere 360 degree information, etc. Yeah, it's all under the CRM process. So think of CRM process first instead of CRM system. So what's important when you are coming, and I'm looking from the perspective that you are an analyst, and you are coming to the company and saying, oh, I could analyze your customer relationship management process, give you metrics, insights, and things like that. What you need really understand to start doing it, and it's nothing about systems they have. So first you need to understand business model. We will talk briefly, but we will talk about it, but mainly it's B2B, B2C, it's online, offline, so it's very different relationship model because of business model. So you need to, it can't be, you can't say, I will analyze your relationship model without knowing the business model. It's impossible. So it's very important to know. But it's not the hardest part. Actually, the hardest part in all the relationship management analysis is understand the CRM strategy. And what is CRM strategy? It's not easy to understand. You can try to Google it and look. It's I watched it like in last 2 weeks about more than 10 videos, maybe even more, about just the CRM strategy. And I still can't really say to you how to build it and what it is. Of course, there is some definition and understanding about it, that it is like plan, how you plan that you will how you actually will upsell these things. There are many instruments behind that, but CRM strategy is actually this, as we remember from the strategy definition. Strategy is usually the different behavior. So you are behaving differently than the rest of the market. So you want to try to achieve some competitive advantage. So it means that you also, with a properly installed CRM strategy, relationship strategy, you can't analyze it as in the rest of the industry, because it's different. It must be different if it's strategy. And again, before you start analyzing anything, you need to understand what's different in your company, in the company you're helping with analytics, or maybe nothing. But think about not a system setup, but relationship management strategy. And then causalities, relationship correlations. These are more. I will show what I mean with that, and what to measure. There are many instruments like segmentation, like targeting, and things like that, what we could measure. And if we go to this first about talking about strategy, if you want to read classics like Peter Drucker, like Tom Peters, Edward Deming, and they are talking a lot about actually customer relationship. Yeah, Drucker saying to create the goal, the main goal of the enterprise is to create customer, and it's very interesting. Yeah, we need to create customer. It means the relationship management strategy is actually how we find ideal customer, put him, her in ideal customer journey, add ideal product, address the ideal market for us through the ideal selling process. Yeah, so that is how we do this. Again, regards in chat writing, to my understanding, CMX strategy is to generate personalized, pre-calculated offering of products and services. Anything below this ambition is already non-trendy. Personalization, of course, is a very important parameter here, or like it's very important. But again, strategy includes. It will include more than just personalized offering. It also includes ideal customer part, and customer journey, the way how they get to this product, and the selling process itself. So the strategy will be bigger than just personalized offering. There is another author, and for Latvians it will be interesting. He's actually with a Latvian name and surname. It's Andris Zoltners. He's living in States and actually leading the company Zoltners Incorporated, something like that. And they are specializing in sales process and relationship management process. And what they are saying that you could see already that like top 7 things for effective analytics. We see customer potential and customer tip. Again, you will not find like it's very hard to find some short list of things and instruments you want to measure. Like probably you could come to this framework named STP, like segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Yeah, but sometimes customer potential, it also means segmentation. Yeah? And in many cases, you will find different naming for probably very, very close approaches. So to build your relationship management strategy, you need also to select these instruments you will use, tools that you will use for your strategy. What's important for your strategy? Maybe sometimes segmentation, but segmentation is tricky one. If we refer to Richard's question in chat or comment in chat, that for example, providing the individualized offering for each client or for each customer, for example, using machine learning and AI. So it's possible using advanced analytics to provide this individualized offering, but then it's different kind of segmentation. It's totally different. So we talk about it. And a lot of, I would say that the models or tools are actually divided in the areas I mentioned. So there are tools for customer analysis, like segmentation. There's tools for sales process analysis. There are tools for market analysis. So you need to combine all these tools together. And for business, if we think of business model, understand the business model, of course, today we are talking about online versus offline, and usually it's combined. B2C versus B2B, usually it's combined, but not so often. Yeah, and actually what we try to achieve that what is how the company can impact customer and get the needed reaction. Like using, again, different tools for different things for impact, these drivers for the impact, and then tools for analyzing the result. And we know that finding the actually what works is super important. We also know that it probably works for some limited amount of time. And from the business model and the sales approach perspective, if we look at again theory, there are two approaches how to build the sales process, or how this relationship management is built. There is two models actually. There is target account selling, that's initially done by Siebel and Microsoft. And it's based on account management. That means that we are the sales managers who are dealing with certain accounts of the customers. And then, so for example, there are like 10 sales representatives, and they each of them have 50 or 100 accounts, so customers. So they are dealing with their group of accounts. And another model is a process model. It means that there is a common pool of clients, and they are or customers, and they are going through the process, and sales guys are actually interacting with them on the specific steps of the process. And that is how the sales force is organized today. Of course, you could now implement in each system both approaches, but it's very important from analytics perspective, and probably you already see that from analytics perspective. Of course, it's a huge difference. Are you going account management, or are you going process model? For account management, what are limitations and not good things is that customer manager is a universal soldier, so he or she is dealing with all the things customers need. Yeah, but limitation is that usually it's not enough time to take care and nurture all the customers, and some nurturing and some interactions, especially automated interactions, may be better to do in the process approach. And if we look at the process approach as example, there is a Microsoft Solution sales process, and you see that all the from the very early engagement stage with the customer till deal closure and deployment and even support, there are several specific steps, and they are described. And the most important that they describe it, what kind of activities we are doing in this step, and what are the actually thresholds to move to the next step. And it's something that when you start to analyze your relationship management process, you need to have it in one or another way. You need to have the idea what kind of activities we are doing in each step. And if we look at this, these are leads like prospects, qualify, develop. It's of course it's a Microsoft model, yeah, but I'm sure that in any company that there are the model for how we actually what we are doing in each step to move this deal forward. So we are not doing all at once. And from analytics perspective, it's very important that we could classify this account in a proper stage, and also understand what are limitations. Maybe we are not providing some of the service, and that is a reason why we are not closing deals. Yeah, and if we look at the process model limitations, yeah, we are approaching all the customer at once, and there is a specialization, and maybe it's not. Sometimes we could lack a personal touch with a customer, but it depends on the business you are doing, and what kind of relationships you need to build. So there is no ideal model. The relationship model should be developed in a way that you could in the best way interact with your customer and achieve the main goal. And main goal is to sell. Yeah, we know that these account and target account selling approaches, usually we are visualizing and analyzing with these funnels, and trying to move as much as possible customers to the next level. So that is the way how we analyze it. And then we come to this new things like customer experience. And when we look at the more different ways how to analyze it, we see that there is a customer experience, different advanced analytics approaches, experimentations, causalities, and tools which we are usually using for more, how to say, structured metrics like segmentation, targeting. And if we look at our experience data, there is a nice picture from the SAP. So we see that the experience data is a part of this relationship management as a process. So we can see that there is some system that interconnects it. We see that actually the experience data is linked with operational data through some analytics from the intelligence on this data. So it means that again we analyzing the process, and if we look at more specific things like acquisition or knowing your customer, understanding, are we building this ideal customer as according Drucker, offerings, and things like when to contact. And this comes to this idea comes to these causalities. And what I mean by causalities, means that we know, not from data, but usually from um, usually from usually from the expert knowledge, that what are actually the cause of some event. Yeah, sometimes we could test it, but still hypotheses need to be put at using some this causal effect approach. Like here, the schema was designed for the relationship management purposes. So it's from actual client. We see that what kind of activities actually we could analyze that we think influences others. Like if you look at this first level, yeah, why customers are buying something, there are 4 reasons usually. Yeah, that we are trusted seller. There is some information on the market about us. There is information. The customer received information about offer, so it's a offering. Then there is a need and ability to buy. Yeah, and another comment in chat. This is just long way to personalized offering. Any industry business owners care only about high sell leads conversion rates. By definition, high conversation rates are to personalized offerings that to sell like through promotion activities and the product marketing. Hard to comment. I think we could find examples like when there are, like Richard, you mean in B2B? If in B2B it's true, in B2C not always. And of course, leads conversion rates, high sell leads conversion rates, I absolutely agree. It's top priority of business owners, and it must be top priority. It's not if it's not a top priority, something is wrong, because imagine what means low conversion sales leads conversion rates, or if we talk about the terminology, we usually talk about marketing qualified leads and sales qualified leads. So first we are converting, we are creating marketing qualified leads through some nurturing process and attraction process, and then when it's converted to marketing qualified leads, the sales comes into play, and we could contact client customers and do the build sales qualified leads. And of course, yeah, like in B2B market, it's very important, and the and the way how we build this high conversion rates, we understand that there could be different strategies how we do that, how we achieve that. One strategy could be built on the perfect like on the marketing effort. So we could build a trust. So we could be the like very trusted sellers, the most trusted seller. Maybe provide a good enough offer. Yeah, and of course, clients need to have a need and ability to buy. Maybe we are creating this ability to buy. So our strategy is to give a credit for the goods. So we are creating ability to buy, and that is our competitive advantage. So of course, at the end, we need to be super efficient to convert leads into deals. But the main question, it's like this uh, this advice how to act, how to win on stock market. So there is a winning strategy on the stock market: buy cheap, sell when it's like high, buy low, sell high. So it's we understand that we must provide the way how to convert these leads, but there are different strategies how to do that. And we as analysts need to find, and what we could, in this process, we could analyze many things. And what we need to find is find the points and find the things that we are analyzing. Like here, yeah, if you sit down and could write how you getting to the contract with the client, what you are providing, what kind of activities or capabilities, and then you could rate the level of these and calculate the success rate. So it could be way how to analyze it. Gartner also gives us some interesting things and interesting measures of how to measure customer experience. Yeah, this customer satisfaction, customer loyalty or retention or churn. This is very popular in some industries, especially when there is a subscription model. Then customer churn is mandatory metric to analyze. Some brand measurements, quality, employee engagement. And again, you see all these metrics actually are helping us to only if we put all this together and explain this customer relationship strategy through these metrics. Like, for example, Microsoft is measuring employee engagement by analyzing communication with customers, like using phones, emails, and they calculating how much sales managers are spending time each month with the customers. Or, for example, for customer satisfaction, we could use things like Net Promoter Score or adjusted different kind of scores. So there is many metrics how to do that. And of course, one of the super popular techniques is segmentation. And what's important to understand about segmentation and calculation of the segmentation, many methods, and especially using machine learning, you could do even in Power BI, as we are in the Power BI Meetup. In Power BI, you could create a table with different metrics as the columns, and you could calculate automatically clusters, which is one kind of segment. I would say it's a very simplified way how we create segments. If we want to build real segmentation, then we need to approach it a little bit differently. And there are two models or purposes for segmentation. One is a marketing, and it usually works in B2C. So it means that we are do segmentation by customer needs. So we say there are customers who, I don't know, need this or want this. So we are creating the specific segments and then addressing them and trying to address products to their needs. And this is a marketing purpose, and it works for B2C. And it's not working for B2B. Actually, it's almost impossible to create segmentation by customer needs in B2B, because usually B2B clients are buying goods and services for someone else, for their end customers, and that is why it's very hard to understand the customer needs. Sometimes it's possible, but it's much harder than in B2C. The other purpose for segmentation is actually cost reduction. That you want to do a segmentation and differentiate service across segmentation. What it means that you are creating for example, you create a segments. Like in this example, you have 5 segments, and you say there is a segment 1, our key accounts. And for key accounts, these are strategic accounts like volume makers, and for these strategic accounts, we are providing the best service possible, and we are not looking so much at the costs because they are driving the volume for us, and we are like providing the best service for them, or even not maybe the best service, but differentiate service. And then segment 2 and 3 and 4. And what's important in segmentation, and I could say it from my personal experience, you need to be able to give a name for a segment. Like there, strategic customers, best customers, very good customers, and special customers, mass market. So you could do segmentation using machine learning, but you need to label the segment. So you need to give a logical name or explanation to the segment. And it's important that you have one. And actually this naming um, or how you describe this segment, and if you, it's important that you describe as detailed as possible this segment uh, to be able to validate that you have a right customers here in this segment. And then if you have a right customers in the segment, your message or your targeting will be more precise and more efficient, will work better. So again, before you do any analysis, you need to understand what's behind your segmentation, how it's segmented, what is the principle, and usually you want the system is that you want that customers are moving from segment to segment. They are growing. It means if they're the good customers here, so you expect that over a year or 2 or 3, they will become a very good customers. And after 2 or 3 years, they become the best customers. So you need to follow this growth. That is why you invest some nurturing things, and you try educational things, development things that actually help customers growing inside the segmentation, actually provide the best value for you after some time. So the segmentation could be quite complicated concept. Yeah, and we could differentiate the segmentation and build it by different hierarchy, like using size, activities, it active, or using business model, because usually you have very diverse customer lists or customer groups. And when we come to machine learning and advanced analytics, so it's important that we start with the purpose, with some what we want to achieve before we go to any data, and this thinking on what we can achieve. This is extraction from the one of the Zoltner's book. Yeah, we see that what the kind of activities we could analyze and do, like upsells, cross sales for revenue increase, or profit increase with like again service differentiation, or the cross sales, and yeah, end of life product management and things like that. And there is a list of different activities like market basket analysis, different models of or machine learning techniques. Yeah, you see this market basket analysis used a lot of in sales process or sales forecasting. So market basket analysis mainly used in digital channels. Yep, and finalizing it, analyzing any process, and especially customer relationship management process. So I suggest to start with a causal effect and cause and effect, or causal diagrams, then reports that explain these causal diagrams, and only on top of this we could have this data-driven decisions. Yep, that's all I wanted to share with you today. Maybe you have any questions or comments. Maybe you could share your experience with analyzing relationship management data. You probably know. Okay, then thank you very much. As always, this recording will be available in a couple of days. I will post in the chat. Yeah, and follow Meetup information, and see you next time. Thank you and have a nice evening. Bye-bye.